Yo, it's your boy Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. We got a Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms and what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020 and 2021. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope things are going good for you guys. It's been a little while since we've been able to hop on, so I figured I'd, I've been messing around a little bit with the editing a little bit, got the fire thumbnail, so I wanted to make sure that you could see it. I hope everyone is doing great. Ryan Schrick in the building, sick low-key, my boy Young Nola, Wreck Benzo in the building, Punky in the building, Pierpont in the building, Mason Kennedy in the building. What it do, man? I miss you guys. It's been quite some time. So as you can see on the screen, we got me and Marcus on there. We got Terrific Tom, TB12 in the corner. And then I want to go over of the uniforms and kind of the design as I got, my Doug Williams throwback on right now. Who dat? You dat. Andy Clark in the building. I miss you guys terribly. Work has been tough, obviously, with this coronavirus, COVID-19 that's going on. I'm still working, so I'm through the temp agency. I'm still doing the warehouse work, so I'm working 8-9 hour days. It's been tough. My legs and my knees and my feet hurt. But if you check out those unis, right, that's a concept through Tampa Bay, through Pewter, out here, in that part of the country. So I feel that the new uniforms, I'll get you my opinion on what I feel of them, and I'm going to give you some of my collection to kind of go over, some things, that I've kind of acquired, over the years, so you can kind of see the in-depth. I thought I was the only Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, on planet Earth. You know what I mean? But obviously now with Tom Brady hopping onto the wagon, there's going to be a lot of bandwagon Patriot fans that are hopping off that wagon. And then obviously Buccaneer fans that were in the closet, since 2002, the Super Bowl year. And then they're going to start coming out. So first off, I want to say I love you guys. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. So, I'm all bucked out. I got all the gear on. I ended up doing a little bit of editing there so you guys can take a look of not only just the thumbnail, but kind of get a grasp of the concept look of the pewter. So, and obviously with the red and the white, the pewter, and then the creamsicles, which I really feel the creamsicles, if you look at that concept, they look kind of like Tennessee Volunteer uniforms. They kind of have that college feel to them, right? But with that aspect, instead of having the pirate with the knife in his mouth, or you got Tom Brady there, in the corner, it's got the same flag logo. If you look at the picture there on the top right with the stripes, I like that. I was really hoping that would be kind of the uniforms that they would bust out. I know, Shrek, I know you're a Gator guy, but I'm just saying for my team, you know what I mean? We can't all be Chiefs fans, all right? We can't all be the champs is here, like you guys and Patrick Mahomes. But as far as me, looking for a new uniform, a new swag, something different, I kind of like that concept, of that orange and white with the creamsicles, but, then they would have to, probably change the helmet, go through, Shud and all the different companies, make sure that they can, get one that's going to, acclimate to the style of the hard hitting of the NFL in 2020, 2021. So, but with what they decided to do to kind of throw back when we were good, back from that kind of 95, 96, right when we drafted Sapp and Derek Brooks, and we transitioned from like 96, 97, and then obviously to a few years ago, the classic red, the classic white, and then they got the new pewter. And back in the day, if you ended up watching anything from the Bucs back in the day, the pewter is actually pretty fire. It used to be a black jersey that was one of the alternates back in like 2000, 2001, 2002, and I'll show some of my jerseys that I've acquired over the years. A lot of y'all, are hardcore fans. Some of y'all are, I wouldn't say fair weather fans, because most of the people on, our fan page here for, our YouTube channel are pretty hardcore. So most people have jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, shoes, whatever it may be. But, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of digging the uniform concept. They went away from, the little the little orange on the sides, and there was just so many colors that were going on. So they kind of simplified it, a little bit of different font with the Buccaneers on the front there. The red, it kind of reminds me of my Derek Brooks jersey that I had from back then. And then the all white. I mean, I like white just because it pops and it stands out. And the pewter is kind of fire too because it's something that we don't really see that often. But for me, the creamsicles, I mean, it would have been nice to just bust something out different, new, that just something kind of out of character. And there's no one really that has that color scheme in the NFL. And I know it doesn't rub everyone the right way. Some people don't like the new uniforms, the red, white, and the pewter. Some people don't like the idea of the creamsicles. But for me, it reminds me of college football. And that's why I like it. And as you can see, I got my Tom Brady TB12 creamsicle jersey. No, just kidding. It's a Doug Williams. But I was thinking what I could do, if I really wanted to, I could always get the nameplate on the back taken off for my Doug Williams and throw on a Brady on the back if I wanted to, instead of having to buy another jersey at that point. But let me go here real quick and just acknowledge everyone in the building. Ryan Schreck in the building. Young Nola in the building. Rec Benzo. Punky. Mason Kennedy. What it do? As you guys can see, I'm trying to do a little bit of editing, trying to make it a little bit fancier for y'all. Just started to kind of play around with that here just about an hour ago. Six Ink in the building. Annie Clark. Who dat? You dat. Draft is on its way, Young Nola says. Absolutely. I have to look at those good uniforms twice a year, Mason Kennedy says. I hate Coronas. I know, the coronavirus is crazy. I mean, I wish this would finally get over with so we can get to a point where, we can enjoy, like, okay, we're going to have the draft. We're going to be able to appreciate it where there is no worry. Is the NFL season going to be canceled? Is it going to be pushed back? I mean, we already have NBA at a standstill, MLB. And I'm really wanting to watch some baseball, but I really, truly hope that we don't have any college football or NFL games postponed or pushed out. But it all depends on, the safe distancing yourself from everyone, and if we can actually get a cure for this and we can kind of move forward with our lives. But with me, I mean, I'm still working, I'm still grinding, but I appreciate everyone, and let me keep scrolling down. Damon P. Aquadio in the building. You're working essential also. Hey, it's tough. I mean, I was at a point where I was working nonstop, and then I was doing the YouTube channel. Then I wasn't working, and then just doing the channel, and then I got to a point where, man, getting unemployment like some of these other people would be kind of nice, but, I'm always kind of a grinder, and, I got to work, so as long as, the jobs are there, I'm going to work hard, and, if we end up getting this $1,200 from Trump, if it ends up coming into the mail or into my direct deposit, that's definitely going to make things a lot easier for not only me, but for a lot of y'all out there as well. The Falcons have their uniforms coming out also. Damon P. Aquadio. If you guys have Twitter, Orion_NWSF, and you can always follow me on there. And I end up reposting, retweeting, liking all the new jerseys, uniforms, everything that is there and new and groundbreaking and newsworthy. He said, "You're just glad Jameis is gone." I am. Wouldn't you be? Come on, man. I mean, you're an Eagles fan. I mean, you haven't really had to suffer. You've had Jaws, you had Randall Cunningham, you've had some nice pieces over the years. There was a stretch, where you were looking for that next guy before Carson Wentz. You even had Jeff Garcia, who I had for a little bit, and we remember his time with the Niners, the most, but you finally got your franchise guy. And the thing is, even if I didn't get Tom Brady, the thing is exciting, though, is that it's anybody but Jameis Winston. So that's an exciting thing. Anybody but Jameis Winston. I was thinking, Tom Brady or Ryan Tannehill. Those were my two top, kind of, I was hoping pieces that would come along. But, it is what it is. And we haven't really seen a lot of moves been made, with everything that's been going on also. So I was hoping that we'd get a few more moves, but we're going to have to kind of wait and see. And, with Jadeveon Clowney and some of these other, different players, if they kind of reduce their price and what they're going on with. Oh, Nathan Dotson. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. He said, lost his mom today to a battle with cancer. I don't even know what to say, man. I love you, brother. You're always one of the great supporters on the channel. I hope I can make the day a little bit better than what it is. I mean, there's nothing that's going to make, today something that you're going to forget or make it easy. But, I have a connection, with the fans, and the fans have a connection with me. And, the Fanatic family, is behind you. If you ever need anything, let me know. You can always email me, Nathan, If you go to the links and, take a look at my email, you can actually email me. It's like my first name, my last name, 24@gmail.com. If you need anything, email me. I'll give you my personal phone number. You can give me a call. And if I can do anything to help you out, I'll definitely do that. I'm sorry to hear that. But with everything else that's going on, hopefully I can make your day a little bit better. Just we're talking some football. And like I said, the Fanatic family, we support each other here. We talk about what's going on in our lives, whether it's, a death in the family, if someone's going through, some kind of depression or drugs or alcohol addiction, whatever it is. This is a place where, you can come and feel loved here. You know what I mean? We all have the same thing in common where we all love sports. But the main thing for me, though, is that I really do appreciate the fans, and I do have a connection with the fans. Not like a lot of YouTubers out there. So if there's anything that I can do, Nathan Dotson, you know what I mean? You can always email me. I'll shoot you my direct number, my cell, and if you need anything, you can call me anytime. And I honestly mean that. I'm not even just saying that just because we're on YouTube right now doing a live stream. I genuinely mean that. If you need anything, I'm here. Lenny D, what to do, my guy? Haven't seen you in quite some time. Odin's Child says, yo, I won't lie, the pewter is nice. I kind of like the pewter. I think the all pewter, it looks kind of fire to me. The all white looks nice. I didn't mind the all red color rush that they did last season, so if they go back to that kind of concept. I'm liking the new 3 unis compared to what we've been wearing, so it's a nice transition. But if you look above in the top right of your screen and on my thumbnail, that creamsicle concept design to me would have been fire. That would have been, all right, Tom Brady's coming in. You know what I mean? That would have been just a way to kind of give you a little piece of college football in the NFL, and that's something that we don't really see too often. It's almost like, Ryan Trick, he's a Gator guy. We don't really see a lot of teams that have that blue and orange concept, and I kind of like that color combo and that concept, and it would be kind of cool to see that concept of that blue and that orange in the NFL. And obviously, I'm an Oregon Duck, and the rival is the Oregon State Beavers. But there's a different tone of color, rather than the Beavers and the green apple of the Ducks and the Oregon State Beaver orange. The creamsicle orange is a different tint, if you know what I mean. Pierre Pront says, I like the white unis and the creamsicle, not the other, though. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone's going to have their favorites. I mean, of course, if you're, an Eagle fan and you're obviously like your green and your white and your black. But you got to think of what it's for me. You know what I mean? For what I've been looking at for the last few years and being able to switch it up and just something new and different. But I definitely would have liked them to see, a little bit more concept and a little bit more maybe thought involved. But it could be worse. We could be like the Rams. If you've seen their logo and their design, I mean, we'll see the Falcons, and I've seen some of the leaked pictures of there as well. But, I got to really see them up close to be able to see. Draft going digital, it sounds like, and it sucks. Everything is kind of getting ruined with this coronavirus. The NFL draft, the process of them, shaking Goodell's hand, everyone booing Goodell, even us from home, when he comes out there and makes his speech, just to be able to come out and just get excited to see your players go to your team and the reaction of the fans that are there. I always love the interaction of, college football, NFL, and especially the NFL draft. Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms, what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy. Who will be first? Help your boy out. Would be much appreciated. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can also donate at patreon.com/NWSF. And you can also go to our GoFundMe, www.gofundme.com, and type in NW space sports space fanatics. And that's going to be for the Dream Project, opening up the YouTube studio here in my hometown to make other people's dreams come true, which is very important. Says, yo, I won't lie, that pewter is nice. I do like the pewter. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up buying a white or red or pewter. I definitely would rock one of those white and orange and creamsicle orange and white. I definitely would rock those. Those are, to me, are by far the best. I mean, I got this Doug Williams throwback. I even got the patch on it, if you can see right here with the throwback. So, I mean, I've always liked kind of that college style, but it is what it is. I do like the New Jersey concepts better than what they were wearing, but it would have been the ultimate, if we were able to get the creamsicles. But, I know with the helmet design, they were thinking, they're going to have to keep like you can see Terrific Tom there on the bottom, with the pirate with its knife in his mouth. But I don't really think that they really have the grasp of, hey, we can actually change the logo to the flag like they have now, but just make it white with the orange with the flag on the side. I think they were just in their head, all right, we're going to have to use the helmet with the pirate with his knife in his mouth. Let's not get into that. But as you can see with the concept, they're up top on the top right. It looks a lot better to me. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I definitely like the new uniforms, but those creamsicles would have been fire. Absolute fire. Let's see. Pierpont says, yep, Zoom calls. I know. I like the new uniforms for the Bucs, Sarah Small says. I do too. It's definitely one of those things. It's going to be a transition, but I think the fans are going to like it. There will be a lot of Tom Brady jerseys sold. You better believe that. Kay Adams liked a tweet of yours. Ooh, Kay Adams. I like her. I know she's been working from home, and they've been doing some Good Morning Football lately, so obviously I'll have to try to catch up on that. But with me working, I haven't been able to watch as much. You think the Pats get Cam or they commit to Stidham? Commit to Stidham. Unless they make a big splash and try to trade up in the top 6. If they try to trade up into the top 6, then they got their eyes, on, Burrow or Tua or Herbert. But if they can go Stidham and then see what happens, right? And then the following year, maybe they have their eyes on Trevor Lawrence, carrying the torch. But I mean, the Pats with the coaching and who they have, I'm not sure if Cam is a good fit. Cam could be probably a better fit with the Chargers, or somewhere else. But it's interesting to see where some of these guys are going to fall. There's still a lot of guys that are available on the market, and nothing is still settled. And you got to think maybe some of these guys won't even be picked up until like the draft or really close to the draft, which is crazy because it shows you as you get older, you can be a franchise guy in the building. You can be the man. You could be Super Cam, right? But if they have questions about your shoulder, your mechanics, your legs, your knee, your ankles, and your age, I mean, no one is protected. Nobody is protected in the NFL. The NFL is a pure business, and that is big facts. Let's see. Taiwan Davis, thank you, God. These new uniforms are bucking fire. Go Bucs from Las Vegas, baby. All right, man. We actually got some other Bucs fans in the building, and I'm going to show off some of my Bucs gear that I have. So hopefully, Taiwan, you're still in the building so you can see, but I got shoes, I got jerseys. I even have one of the most rare items that Tampa Bay fans don't have, okay? I actually have the T-shirt when Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl with the tags on it and the hologram still on it, never been worn. And there's been people that have offered $60, $70, $75 for this T-shirt because you just can't find them. It's literally, no one has the T-shirt brand new. Everyone either has the T-shirt, used, or it's tore up, old, from 18 years ago, but I actually have it sitting in my closet. It's on my bed right here, and I can actually show you. But it's one of those prized possessions that I have to always remember that Super Bowl, but it's still crispy to this day. And like I said, a lot of people don't realize those Super Bowl shirts, if you don't wear them and you keep the hologram on them and the tags on them, that really will boost the value, especially for a small market team like my Buccaneers. We may never, ever see another Super Bowl ever again. So to be able to have that T-shirt and have that memory and still have it in mint condition, it's going to be one of those things that, it's kind of wild to think that someone would pay, $50, $60, $75 for a T-shirt. But a lot of people that are vintage T-shirt collectors, they do that all the time if you go back in the 80s and the 90s. But most people buy them used, and they'll still spend about $50, $60 on a used T-shirt if you have the right one. But I'm going to be able to show that off here in just a second. Sarah Small that says, that's awesome, Damon. Eric Wolfhorn say, hey, new here. Who else should change their jerseys? Well, there's quite a few. We know the Falcons are going to be changing the jerseys. I'd like to see a lot of the teams go back to the old school. Like I like with the Rams going back with some of the old colors. I want Denver to go back to kind of the old colors that they had. I just like college football colors personally with the uniforms. If we can get more college football colors in the NFL, I think it would be not only more popular for jersey sales, but it gives you that feel of college football Saturday, where Saturday's for the boys. You know what I mean? Like where you just have those certain iconic colors that can transition from Saturday to Sunday. But there's a lot of teams that, like the Browns. The Browns need a new scheme. You know what I mean? I could go through, you could really revamp about probably half the teams in the NFL and give them something a little different, a little pinstriping, maybe a little update to their logo, maybe different colors, maybe different color rushes. That's big facts. It looks like the uniforms when Rondé Barber was playing. Love me some Rondé Barber. It was his birthday recently, and I messaged him. It's one of those things I'll never, ever forget. Rondé Barber, sorry, Eagles fans, and that pick six and that NFC Championship game. I'll never, ever, ever forget that. In 2003 and that 2002 season when Rondé picked off Donovan when you guys were driving, even though we were up, I believe, 20-10. We were more than likely going to win that game anyways. But that pick six to send the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the Super Bowl is probably the most iconic play in my mind of all time for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'll never, ever, ever forget it. And that's big facts. Nathan Dotson says, thanks, man. Hey, man, anything I can do to help you out, I'm here. Let's see here. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Odin's Child, I just hope the Chiefs don't go yellow with red numbers. I don't think that they'll go that route. I mean, you got the white and you got the red. Yellow would be too dramatic. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at all the schemes and like what teams actually wear yellow. I mean, there isn't really a lot of teams that sport yellow as their main color. Maybe yellow paired off with a little blue like Cal, or blue with a little gold, right? For California Bears. But I don't think you have to worry about that. That would be a little bit too much, I think, for not even Chiefs fans. Even the champs, a little too much. But they got the red and they got the white, but they can maybe alter something. I mean, I think, to be honest, black with the Chiefs. Red, black, and white. Kind of like the Tampa Bay, alternate that they had around the 2000s was fire. The Falcons have the kind of that scheme with the black, the white, and the red. I think the Chiefs could do something like that too. To me, that would be a black jersey with like red numbers, or a black jersey with white numbers with red. Maybe on the jersey itself. That would be fire. There's been a couple concepts that I've seen that look pretty sick, to be honest. And it doesn't really matter who you are a fan of. You can look at that jersey with the Chiefs and be like, wow, I would buy that. Doesn't matter if Tampa or Atlanta or Carolina get uniform. We run the South. Who dat? Michael Sachs Jr. Agreed. I agreed, man. It's the Saints division to lose. But at least now, you got to think, for me, I'm not an insane Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. I'm not an insane NFL fan. I'm realistic. Just to be able to get Jameis Winston out of the building and to be competitive and to be able to compete, that's all I want. I'm not saying the Bucs are going to the Super Bowl, even the NFC Championship game. I'm not even saying they're going to go to the playoffs in the 2 years that Tom is there, TB12. But I just want to make it fun. You know what I mean? And I just want to be competitive. And I believe with Tom Brady there, we get Breeze and Brady, twice a year for 2 years. I think there's a good chance Tampa Bay could be second in the NFC South. And I don't have to get first to get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? If I get in as a wild card, I'm good with that. But you got to admit, regardless of what you think, with the Saints, they haven't really finished the way that we would hoped that they finished with their roster in the last couple years. Some things were bad luck. Some things were the refs, right? But you got to admit, now Tampa Bay is on a little bit more of a radar than maybe others in years past. No one's really fearing the Panthers right now. No one's really fearing the Falcons, let's be honest. But with Brady there, even though he's old as hell, you know what I mean? It's going to be a draw, and it's going to be a game that people are going to mark on their calendars. Saints, Bucs, Bucs, Saints, 2 times a year. And if I can get at least one against you guys, this year and next year, hoping to keep it close, that's all I can ask for. Did you see the tweet I sent you about the Boneyard match? It was really good. Yeah, see, I didn't get a chance to watch all of WrestleMania in all entirety just yet. I obviously saw the little highlights, Undertaker and AJ Styles and a few of the other matches that they're going to be kind of replaying on like Raw and SmackDown. But with no fans, for me, it kind of kills it. You know what I mean? I know with WrestleMania, a lot of y'all can keep going with it with WWE, but I'm really starting to kind of fall off WWE and transition to AEW. I just like hardcore wrestling, better mic skills, and then even though AEW doesn't have the fans back yet, I just like their show better, AEW Dynamite. I feel Raw, SmackDown, even NXT is starting to plummet a little bit based off the talent, who they're bringing in, and just the direction of the company. I feel AEW is starting to gain some traction, and then WWE is kind of flatlining. But I will end up watching all of WrestleMania. And if WrestleMania had fans, I would have watched it live, and I more than likely would have did a live stream. But for me, I can't really get into it. Like, I usually always watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, all the way through through. I don't even usually fast forward that often. But with no fans, it's really just a buzzkill. I can't even watch any of the WWE programming without the fans. There's been times where I've just deleted it off my DVR or haven't watched it. But I will definitely take a peek at some of the things and some of the events that went on. And I did hear it was a killer match, so I definitely have to go and watch it. Trick says, go Gators. So Firefly Funhouse match. I was hearing about that, and then it was kind of talking about John Cena, NWO. I didn't get a chance to see all of it, but I definitely will go back and watch that. So that's cool. I'm a Denver fan. We should change up. I just like the old school Denver Broncos uniforms, from the 80s and the early 90s, the John Elway era. Those ones, to me, with those color combinations, were the best that they've ever had. Said Undertaker's was the best match. It was like a movie. And they needed that for ratings, because if everything was going to be, inside the building the whole time, I mean, what were you really going to expect, for the ratings for WrestleMania? You're going to get the hardcore people, but they needed to bring out some creativity for WrestleMania to get people engaged in something different. It was interesting, bizarre, but something to watch. Even had an NWO cameo. Orion, new order for life, baby. Damn right. Aaron Mitchell in the building. What do you see Brady doing for your Bucs this year? You really think he's got something left in the tank? And you got to think, I am not a Tom Brady guy. All right, let's not get it twisted. When he was on the Patriots, I'm just like every other fan that's out there in the NFL for the most part. You got to have a little dislike for the Patriots, which I do, and just like everyone else, unless you're a Patriot fan, right? And you have a little dislike for the Cowboys. I mean, that's just kind of an honest general statement. Unless you're a Cowboy fan or a Patriot fan, right? A lot of the outside teams looking in don't really like you that much. Whether it's just the fan base is annoying, or maybe jealous of the championships and the wins, or maybe the controversy with the Patriots. But with me, it's one of those things. I think Brady does have something left in the tank. Is he going to throw for 40 touchdowns, and eight interceptions? I doubt it. Even with Mike Evans and Godwin and O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, and then if I end up getting a piece or two on the line, get a running back like Jonathan Taylor or from Wisconsin, or DeAndre Swift from Georgia, or beef up my defense, or get Andrew Thomas on the line from Georgia to help protect Brady. I think that 24 to 30 touchdowns and somewhere between 8 and 13 picks is realistic. And if you have numbers like that, instead of 33 touchdowns, 30 picks from Jameis and 5,000 plus yards, that's not going to get you in the playoffs. So I don't need him to be the number one quarterback in the league. I don't need him to force anything. I need him to hand the ball off. Hopefully my defense can improve to, keep him off the field as much as possible, go on his drives, get some rest, since he's a little bit older of a guy, you know what I mean? And then get back out there and execute the running game, and then get the ball to Evans and Godwin as much as possible. But I really do think with the roster that I have, that if you ended up watching Bucs games, which most people have not because they haven't been relevant, but if you ended up going through like the Bucs record, and if you look at like let's say for example a 7-9 record, 6 out of the 9 fucking losses were I think by like 7 points or less. So a lot of those were pick sixes, picks in the fourth quarter, picks on the last drive. So if you can just get someone that's not going to turn the ball over, and Tom Brady is great at that, that's why I wanted him to come to the Bucs or Ryan Tannehill, just to give me someone that's not Jameis Winston that can, make the reads, take the sack lunches, yum, right? Throw the ball out of bounds when needed, right? But don't fumble it away, and protect the football. And if you protect the football with Arians, and then Todd Bowles with my D coordinator, and then obviously Byron Leftwich calling plays, those 3 guys are head coaches in this league. Todd Bowles will get his chance to be the head coach of Tampa Bay after Arians decides to move on, or he'll get a job somewhere else. And Byron Leftwich will be a head coach in this league in a couple years. He's a great play caller. I'm not sure how good of a head coach he's going to be. He's going to need to build a staff around him. But as far as his role as OC right now for the Bucs, he's great. He really has a way to relate to the players, and I think Brady still has a little bit in the tank left. And I'm hoping that 10 wins. That's not too crazy to go for, right? Go 10-6. 10-7, I mean, depending on how many weeks and games we're going to have, with the preseason shortened and then maybe an extra game added on. But I don't think that's too crazy to think that the Bucs could make a wild card as a 6 or 7 team and go 10-6, 10-7, 9, 10, 11 wins. I don't think that's too crazy to think. I'm not expecting a whole lot. You know what I mean? I'm very optimistic, and you got to think my team has sucked since 2007. I haven't been to the playoffs since 2007, all right? 2007. It's been a long, long fucking time. So anything that's not Jameis Winston, anything, right, that gives me a chance to win and be competitive, anything to be relevant, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Even though it's a Band-Aid and it's temporary with Tom Brady, but this is going to open the eyes of other free agents in the future. Tom Brady said, all right, I'm going to come to Tampa. Now, maybe this will open the door for other guys, you know, that maybe when their contracts are up, instead of just overlooking Tampa Bay, they'll be like, hey, you know, they got Devin White, they got Levante David, JPP, you know, they got Shaq Barrett, they got Sue, you know, they got some pieces there. They got Evans, they got Godwin, and once we draft a running back and get the pieces in play, I mean, we're going to have probably a top 10 offense with an opportunity to have a top 5 offense, and we're going to have probably a top 5 run defense, maybe top 2, you know, depending on the health of JPP, Shaq Barrett, and Sue. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go, but I'm not expecting anything. But I do hope, and I'm praying for, you know, a playoff berth. If not both years, at least one of the years would be fantastic if there's no serious injuries. I still need a lot of help on the O-line. I still need a franchise running back, and I still need a lot of help in the secondary, but I like the direction of where my Bucs are going. You know, for being a shitty team all these years, you know, now I actually have some faith. Well, hey, you know, maybe we'll be able to do something. Let's see here. Let me scroll down. It says, y'all still got to come through NOLA. Hey, it's all right. You know what I mean? But, you know, as long as I'm competitive, you know what I mean? I just want to be competitive. Jameis isn't there. And if anything, this should scare you a little bit, because now, instead of just running through the NFC South, these games against the Bucs are going to be a little bit tougher. It's not going to be just like, 2 wins for the Bucs, 2 wins against the Panthers, and 2 wins against the Falcons. That is not going to happen, especially with Teddy B with the Panthers. We don't really know how great they're going to be. You know, if they're going to take a couple years for them to be able to peak at whatever point with Coach Rule is going to get that team in. So you might be able to beat up the Falcons and beat them up twice there. But as you know, NFC South games, just like any divisional rivalry, it's hard to sweep the division from year to year. So I think the Bucs have a great chance to be number 2 in the NFC South moving forward for a couple years. And that's big facts. All right, let's see. Falcons, Rams, unis incoming. I know I'm kind of excited. I like to be able to see some new unis and to see some new transitions as long as it looks good. Let's see here. Light gaming. He said, LOL, is this real? That's the thing, Orion. For not having a crowd, the wrestlers played their role correctly with no crowd. So I'm a Panthers fan. I fuck with the jerseys. Blake in the building. Don Chingo in the building. What to do? But like I said, I mean, everyone has their preferences. You know, they may not like my white or my red or my pewter, but if we go back and kind of compare it to what I had before, you know, it's for me. It's for Bucs fans. You know what I mean? You know, and if you're a fan of another team, you know, you may not fully understand. But I'll go through some of the collectibles here that you can take a little peek at. So this is one of the prized possessions right here.
They relieve my pain. The support or whatever magic these things do, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter.
So I know you can't really see it just because right now I got all the microphones and I got all the other stuff, but it still has the hologram on it. Never been worn. Tags still intact. I mean, I'm never ever gonna forget it. And most people, like I said, most people don't have, you know, their Super Bowl jersey still intact, never worn. Most people don't have it with the hologram still attached. And so that's kind of nice that I decided to end up keeping that at this point. But some of y'all say you're hardcore fans. Let's just see how hardcore you guys are. Let's see how many jerseys your boy has. So we got the first one. So then you saw the Keyshawn. And then let's go next. And then the Warren Sapp. You got to love the Warren Sapp. Simeon Rice, one of the most underrated players. My favorite jersey. Derek Brooks, 5'5". Don't laugh at this one. This shows you how hardcore of a player I really am, all right? Woo-hoo-hoo! Josh Freeman. That didn't even go with the toilet paper yet. That shows you how hardcore your boy is. Josh Freeman? Come on, man. Got the Dougie Doug, the muscle hamster. And then obviously my favorite jersey with the Levante David, with the style that they went away from. But obviously I like the white that they had. But it shows you, your boy, it's Bucs all day for me. You know what I mean? It's been one of those things. Josh Freeman was good in college. He did have his good, rookie season. They went 10-6 and missed the playoffs. Obviously we're competing with the Giants and a few other teams around that 2009, 2010. I thought maybe this could be, something, but as we all know, sometimes quarterbacks don't pan out, and that's just kind of what it is. But with the jerseys, as you can see up on the screen on the top right there, creamsicles, creamsicle popsicles, man, those orange and those whites. I love that concept. I hope at one point, like I have on right now, I got the Doug Williams on right now with the patch on it and everything. I was thinking I could probably take the nameplate off Williams and I could throw the Brady on if I wanted to. I got a place down here by my house that does custom jerseys, so I can get a Brady nameplate attached on if I want to kind of have two different nameplates for this particular jersey, since it is a 12 jersey as well. But I absolutely like the new style. All white, red and pewter. I think they should go all red, like the Color Rush that they had last season with the same design. And those pewters are fire. I like those too. It's something different.
No matter how you want to sell, Homeline shows you all your options. Selling starts at Homeline.
And if we're just comparing it to this jersey,
careers end abruptly as the coronavirus has canceled so many sports across the country.
the white version of the jersey, that's the one that I like the best, because I think white, it pops, it looks good, you know what I mean? But as far as like the red version, I wasn't really a big fan of the red version jersey, but it is exciting. I mean, and the thing is, I don't really buy offensive player jerseys that often. I really like to get defensive guys. Those are my guys, you know what I mean? Like I'm next up is going to be more probably the old school guys before anybody new. Allstott, Rondé Barber, John Lynch. I'd rather get those guys, in the collection before, I end up moving on towards anyone else. I mean, I do like Devin White a lot from LSU. I definitely love him a lot. But there's certain players like Sue I wouldn't buy, JPP, Shaq Barrett. I mean, I want to get guys that I draft on the roster per se rather than, just picking somebody up. So the Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms, a little bit of editing on the live stream there for you guys. What the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. It says, how much does a jersey cost in the U.S.? Well, the jerseys used to be Reebok, right? So I have a lot of the old school jerseys. So when the first jersey came out, it was about $50 for the Keyshawn, right? And then they went to $75 for the Warren Sapp and the Simeon Rice. The Derek Brooks is sewn. That one was like $150 to $200. This one is the Doug Williams throwback. This one's about $150 to $200. And then obviously all the newer ones now that are even screen print typically cost about $100. Unless you want to get like a fake one, like a China shop, one on eBay, that's not authentic, that's sewn. Then people are selling those typically for $150 to $300. But if you really want to get an authentic sewn jersey, I mean authentic like through NFL Shop, I mean you're looking normally like $300, $400 if you want the real deal. So. But, yeah, let me go through here and scroll through here. But, I mean, I got the shoes. I mean, I got all kinds of shit in here, man, that people haven't seen. But Shingo, I mean, I seen your jersey collection on Twitter. Now everyone's telling me to go on Twitter because of all the different things that I have. God, you guys are just tweeting the shit out of me. Eric. Woo, okay. OG jerseys. All right, Eric. And when I was even talking about the Broncos, I didn't even know that you were a Bronco fan, Eric, but that's exactly what I'm talking about there. You just tweeted the picture to me right there. That is the style with the blue, with the D helmet, and obviously with the creamsicle kind of orange. It kind of gives you like a college football feel. I absolutely fucking love those jerseys right there. Those are fire. They should go back to that, definitely. Am I going to be streaming tomorrow? I want to stream every day, but it just depends on, work and my schedule and everything that's going on. Let's see here. Says, call if you want a special guest or just want to talk. All right, buddy. Pierpont through the digits. The cell. Is that your cell? I'll put it in my phone, big guy. Anytime. Oh, now I got to go to Instagram. Man, you guys are making me go everywhere. Odin's Child. No, I saw the AEW figures and I saw the elites. Those were fucking insane. We're going to have to get up on those because as you guys know, some of y'all, I am hardcore not only with Buccaneers, right? Ducks, Blazers, Mariners, sports memorabilia, jerseys, helmets, cleats, all that, right? But for like the toys, cards, sports cards, baseball cards, basketball, football, Sports Illustrateds, Beckett's, baseballs, whatever it is. I'm collector through and through, like 40-year-old virgin. I mean, I got that kind of collection. So, I mean, wrestling figures I have, I can't even tell you how many wrestling figures I have, but, that's one of those things that's a big piece of my childhood. The Viscera, you love that, huh? Carter Miller in the building. Absolutely. In Germany, a jersey costs €90, 105. Yeah, so that's about right. If you get a screen print, that's about $100 here. The Viscera is badass. Carter Miller in the building. New perspective. Hey, bro. So you've been a Bucs fan before the Brady trade. No one can call you a bandwagon. I'm happy for y'all. A good Bucs team is good for the NFL. It is. And the thing is I want other teams that are kind of on the bottom, new perspective, to get some love too. I absolutely would love to be able to see like the Browns be relevant. I know a lot of people don't like Baker Mayfield and they like to talk shit about the Browns, but I want to see the Browns be relevant like the Bucs. I want to see the Cardinals be relevant and be competitive with the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners. Because I like Kyler Murray. You got D-Hop there. You know what I mean? They have something there, and they haven't really been the same, since the Bruce Arians era with the Cardinals and, Kurt Warner, when they were balling, a few years back. Right? But it's kind of nice to be able to see these lower teams gain some ground. The Lions. I'd love for the Bucs, the Lions, all the kind of the shit teams in the NFL to get good. Bucs, Lions, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Jets. I mean, I would love to see some of these teams gain some ground, and they don't have to be the best team in the division, but just to get better. You know what I mean? So that way when the Bucs are on, now there's Tom Brady, but at least the Bucs are on. Bucs Chiefs, I know. I can't wait for that. I saw that on your schedule, on your Twitter, when you ended up posting that. So I saw that. That's going to be fucking insane. Even if Patrick Mahomes and you guys just torch the shit out of us, I hope that game is on TV here locally for me so I could do a live stream so we can end up watching that shit together. That'll be freaking amazing. But a lot of the shitty teams, I would love for them to be relevant absolutely again. But those AEW figures that are coming out and then those new exclusive WWE elites, woo, baby. Can't wait to get my hands on some of those. He said, this man, pure OG. Grant Vasquez in the building. What to do, my guy? But I've been good. Blake says, Anthony Brown or Tyler? It's a good question. Just depends, man. Personal preference. You know what I mean? I've been going through a lot of the players, in the draft. I've been going through a lot of the evaluations on pieces as we're going into this, draft period. I'm really hyped. I'm really excited. And it's kind of cool as you're starting to see, like right now, Alabama and Clemson is on. And then that's from a couple years ago, I think like 2016. Then they had Joe Burrow, obviously on SEC Network, when they showed that championship game against Clemson, LSU Clemson. You're getting some NFL games on TV, but I've definitely been doing a lot more kind of research on tape, a lot more evaluations on film than most people would really think of, just because I'm really excited, as we're going to, that transition there. Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms and what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Game Pass is still free. It is crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely soaking in a lot of the college football, a lot of the NFL. They had Cal Ripken's streak, I think his last game on I think it was ESPN. I think it was showing that. So I was watching a little bit of that as well. So I'm trying to get as much football in as absolutely possible, as we're getting closer and closer to the draft. But now my phone is going crazy. Oh, man.
The American Red Cross urgently
Ooh, okay.
platelet donations.
Pierpont, one of the hardcore fans, just sent me a picture. Deshaun Jackson, Brian Dawkins, Jason Richardson, DiFincenzo, okay. Malcolm Jenkins,
Your blood donation is
Brandon Graham, Carson Wentz, Darren Sproles, Allen Robinson, Asamoah, Connor Barwin, okay. Nice little jersey collection. But this is only my Bucs jerseys. So I got 8 or 9 Bucs jerseys. I mean, most people only have 1 or 2. You know what I mean? But that's not including my Duck jerseys, my Ken Griffey Jr. jerseys, my Blazer jerseys. You know what I mean? I probably got just as many as you, if not more. Am I ready for a new NFL 2K game? I absolutely am. I actually was a fan of the series when it was out. I mean, Madden is one of those things that's always going to be the best. I like college football, NCAA football personally the best. To me, that's the best football game that's ever been, made. Madden is a little slow for me. You know what I mean? You got to hit the holes, as the running back, and I get it. They want to make it realistic. But to have a game that's a little bit more up-tempo and fun, I can't wait for NCAA football to come back. But it will be cool to see how they do 2K, but it's not going to be like Madden. It's going to be kind of arcade style, I was hearing, so I don't really know how it's going to play out with the licensing and everything that they're going to do. But I'll probably end up checking it out and see, how it is. Do you think they'll end up resuming the NBA season? I actually had another friend ask me that today. Well, if they do, at some point, I mean, how are they going to do it? How many more games into the playoffs? I mean, the Lakers are really the team that's kind of getting the shaft of it all because they were really the ones that were kind of pacing for, the championship. Lakers, Clippers, and then a few other teams in the East, the Bucs, Celtics, Sixers, and a few others are competing. But realistically, it kind of looked like to me, Lakers and Clippers were kind of the front runners, at that point right before, the season got shut down of where it was going to go. But I don't really know if they're going to, with MLB, they can push it out to May or June, but NBA, depending on how far you push it out, you can. We still have the rest of this year, right? And then NFL, we're still going to get slated around the same time, less preseason games. And even if it goes into the fall, NBA, and then they have to push out the next season a little bit, I don't think people would care that much just to try to get back on track. So I let my friend my Iverson and Simmons jersey too. Okay, Pierpont, you're almost on my level. For jerseys, Pierpont, you're almost there. No, you're on the same level, my guy. You know what I mean? Anytime anyone has more than maybe like 2 or 3 jerseys of your team, and if you got 10 jerseys in your closet, total of all the teams that you root for or more, you're really hardcore. You know what I mean? If you're getting closer to that 20 range, then you might be closer in getting to where I'm at with all the Griffeys that I have and Damian Lillards and all the LaMichael James and DeAnthony Thomas and Herberts and all the other jerseys that I got on top of my Bucs ones as well. So it's going to be like Blitz, what I think. Yeah, I think 2K is going to be like Blitz, which could be fun. It could be fun. Do you think the Panthers can be decent next year? Blake says. I do think that they can be decent. I don't think they'll be as good as the Saints. They should be the best team in the NFC South. Bucs, I think, have a chance to be number 2. But if there was a team that would, jump the Bucs, right, just depending on what they do, it could be the Panthers. But the only thing about the Panthers to me is you don't have Luke Kuechly anymore. So you lost one of the best players in the NFL. How are you going to replace that unless you get like Isaiah Simmons, from Clemson? If you get a player like that to step in, then, that'll fill the hole. But, they're going to go to run CMC, Christian McCaffrey a lot. I do like the development of DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, but we're going to have to see who the quarterback is. Teddy Bridgewater, is he going to stay healthy? That whole time, or is he going to go down with an injury and someone else is going to come in? What are things going to look like there? So it's going to be really interesting to see where it goes, who gets drafted where. There's going to be some surprise trades. So you think the Falcons uniform leak is real? It looks real, doesn't it, Christian? It looks real. I've seen you on Twitter, Christian. Yeah, it does look real, but anything can be photoshopped, nowadays. Like as you can see with my Bucs, picture there at the top with the creamsicles, that's a concept idea, right? That's not even something that they have in the building. I wish they did. You know what I mean? So we'll have to kind of wait and see if those are real for the Falcons or not. But the Falcons they're blessed with great colors. They got the white and the red and the black. And, I mean, it just depends on how they decide to configure the uniforms and, what they decide to do. Because if it's something like the Rams and they change the symbol and the overall look, that's when you're going to piss fans off. Because, I mean, if you're a Rams fan, I mean, I like the old school colors, from the Los Angeles Rams, the Eric Dickerson era, the Jim Everett era, the old school era. Even the Greatest Show on Turf with Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, that old school, Adam Archuleta, you know what I mean? They had like the blue and the white, but like they had that old school kind of gold. I like that. But, I mean, this new design that they have, I mean, I don't know why they're sticking with it. I mean, it definitely looks sloppy, but, I mean, not every team is going to get it right with uniforms. It says, JWAC Gaming and Collectibles. It should be the Creamsicle. I made a vid reviewing their new unis. Yeah, I agree, but it's not going to happen. I mean, at some point, if they can get a helmet that can line up, to a similar scheme, because they only have the one helmet, obviously the silver, the chrome helmet with the red Bucs on the side with the flag. But I definitely would have liked just to go with two. Creamsicle, all creamsicle, all white, or orange top or orange bottom, just like in the picture that you can see on my screen. I'd rather have gone that route, but the jerseys, the three below that, the white, all white, red and pewter, or all pewter, I like those compared to... So compared to that, I like this jersey, this Levante David jersey I have. I still like this, and there's a reason why I bought the white one. I wasn't really a big fan on the red one, but if you can see, like, the orange right there and the black and the red, there were just so many colors, and it was a little, too much for some fans, but... But I'm a big linebacker guy, so I'm a big Levante David, Derek Brooks kind of guy. So, but I still like the jerseys. Will I end up buying one? Yeah, I'll probably end up buying a white one. You know what I mean? I was going to get a Devin White jersey just because I like linebackers, but he didn't really pan out and have the season that I thought he was going to have. Levante David, I could always end up getting a red one or a white one. The pewter one, it kind of interests me a little bit because it reminds me of the black jersey they had as an alternate back in 2000, 2001, 2002. They literally had a black jersey, I believe, with like white or red numbers. Red numbers with kind of white outline. Kind of looked like an Atlanta Falcons jersey. But they rarely wore that jersey, and the pewter one, it looks pretty fire to me. So it'll be nice to have something new, something different, and it goes back to the era where the Bucs were well known, for being a little bit more dominant, more wins, and obviously in the Super Bowl era, Super Bowl 37, and being the 2002 champs. No one can take that away from me ever. All right, say. He's a little older. I'd rather get a younger guy's jersey. Suspicious that the leak came out the day release date was revealed. Yeah, agreed. And it was the same day that the Bucs did their jerseys. So it's like, why would you? I mean, if you really wanted to keep it under wraps like the Bucs did, they had videos of the players' reaction like a week ago, but they never leaked anything. So I don't know. Hopefully those aren't the real jerseys. Hopefully there's still something out there. But from what I saw, they didn't look horrible. I don't, you know what I mean? But you couldn't really see the front and the back, only the sides. I mean, it showed a little bit from like a generic, but I don't know. I mean, things can be photoshopped, very easily. Kelly Green jersey is better than now. Yeah, I agree. I like the Kelly Green. Mock draft? Yeah, I'll end up doing a mock draft. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 or 2 rounds, depending on before the NFL draft comes around. I wish those were the new uniforms at the top. Those are the ones that I think that they should have decided to get, because those ones are fire. Creamsicle, white, all creamsicle, and white and creamsicle, right? But obviously they decided with the bottom picture, the other 3, all white, red and pewter. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Maybe one day that when they transition again down the road that they can look at that concept and go to those jerseys. Even if it was a throwback jersey and they just wore that pewter, red, and white and then went to the creamsicle just like once a season. I mean, I would be good. All-decade team was a joke. And then there was a lot of people that were left off. And there was a big debate with Breeze and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you guys ended up seeing that on Twitter. People were arguing. You obviously saw the Green Bay fans talking shit, and then you saw the Saints fans talking shit. So, I mean, if you want to look at records, and then I saw a bunch of like kind of ridiculous things like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have as many pick sixes, so that's why he's better. I mean, you got to look at more stats than just pick sixes. You know what I mean? I mean, pick sixes is a big thing, right? But if you look at yards, completion percentage, touchdowns, you know, how many 5,000-yard seasons, for me, in my Mount Rushmore, it's not going to be like everyone else's. And like I said, even though Tom Brady is my quarterback on the Bucs now, you know, I'm more of a Joe Montana guy. And obviously with the Patriots and Belichick and the cheating that went along there, it's like I can't really give Belichick and Brady the full credit that they deserve with all those championships, even though they're so hated, right? Because they went so many times. But how many times did they cheat out of all those 6 wins out of the 9? Right? So we saw the Giants beat them twice with Eli. Eagles with Eagles flying, right? Well, obviously with them getting it with Nick Foles. Thank God we got some teams that ended up beating the Patriots. But if you look at all their wins, so they ended up beating the Rams, right? And then they beat the Panthers and then the Eagles in 2004, right? And then they ended up getting wins against the Seahawks. So they've gotten plenty of wins. The Falcons with the 28-3. So it just kind of makes you wonder on out of those first 3 Super Bowls that they won by only 3 points each, the Rams, his first, right? The Panthers by 3, his second, and then T.O. and the Eagles, right? 3 and 4 years, they all won by just 3 points. It makes me kind of question, with all the cheating that was going on after that, right? How many of those did you really win legitimately? How many things were you videotaping and recording, with walkthroughs in those 3 Super Bowls? Because 3 points isn't a lot. It's not like they dominated and won by 14 points or more in every Super Bowl. 3 is fucking nothing. I mean, that could have really went either way. So, but, I mean, for me and my Mount Rushmore, I've always been, if you want to throw Tom Brady at the top, for me, I'm more of a Joe Montana guy. 4 Super Bowls, he never lost, never cheated. Bill Walsh, with that West Coast offense. So for me, I know Tom Brady with the Super Bowls, most people are going to have Tom Brady at the top. But for me, it's more like Joe Montana, right? I have him, towards the top, just me personally. And this is guys that I've watched. So I'm more of like Joe Montana, and then me probably Peyton Manning for winning 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams, and just the excellence of execution, of everything that he did with audibles. He was the smartest quarterback that we've ever seen, ever. So I always got to give Peyton credit. Then you can put Tom. Tom is going to be a number 1 in 99% of the polls. I get it. You know what I mean? But I'm more of a Joe Montana, Peyton Manning guy personally. So I like Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, just based off all his stats and accolades. 6 Super Bowls, blah, 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 right? Cheating with Belichick, I get it. And then I probably would throw Drew Brees. For me personally, I throw him up at probably a 4 or 5. And then probably the other one, I would probably throw in John Elway, for just looking at all the different QBs. So, if you want to go Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, John Elway. I mean, that's kind of the 5. And there's still others that are up there, Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's a lot of other guys that are just amazing fucking quarterbacks, by the time their times are done. But, I mean, for me, that's kind of like what I feel, based off who I like, who I've watched. I like the fact that Peyton and Montana never cheated, but that's kind of how I feel, based off the greatness of the NFL. But I definitely like Brees more than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is amazing, don't get me wrong. But also another thing is that Brees and Aaron Rodgers both need to win another ring. If they win another ring, then they can climb up Mount Rushmore a little bit higher, and then Aaron Rodgers can climb up there. Drew Brees can climb up there if he's not already there in most people's lists. But I think that's the one thing that people really debate on. If you're talking shit about Brees or Aaron Rodgers, it's they only got 1 Super Bowl. So if they can get 1 more before their careers are over, both of them, it's definitely going to help a lot for their case of being one of the greatest of all time. And then the debate will never end. And that's big facts. I know the Patriots were caught spying on a lot of the teams. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for that interception against the Seahawks, that's another one where the Seahawks could have ended up getting that Super Bowl. So, I mean, the Falcons won. The Falcons should have ended up getting that Super Bowl to 28-3. That was really misfortunate. You know what I mean? But if you don't put the foot on the throat, you let a guy like Tom Brady and and McDaniels and Belichick find a way to dink and doink and screen pass and draw and slants and out routes and in routes and hook routes and comeback routes, and then they just found a way to get it done. Russell Wilson should be in the top 10 all time. He's got 1 Super Bowl, 1 win, and 1 loss. He's an amazing quarterback. By the time his career is over, I definitely think that he has a great chance to be in the top 10 all time. But getting him another ring would really help out his cause too. Russell Wilson, to me, is amazing. I mean, I live here in Oregon, so I get to see him all the time. Nothing new there. Peyton Manning is my fave ever. And I've always been a Peyton Manning guy over Tom Brady. I've always been a Joe Montana guy over Tom Brady. You know what I mean? It's just ironic that Tom Brady chose the Buccaneers, my team. The team with the shittiest win percentage. The team that has the horrible losses over the years, hasn't been relevant since 2007. Jeff Garcia was my quarterback. That shows you how long ago it was. And then 2005 when I went to the playoffs, it was Chris Sims. It's been a long time since that Super Bowl run, from 95 to 2002, when that had Rondé Barber and Allstott and, the squad. I mean, that was a squad. Rondé, John Lynch, Sapp, Brooks, Simeon Rice, Mike Allstott, Monty Kiffin at my D coordinator, and then had Gruden, and prior to that, Dungy. So, and then obviously I have the Dungy connection with Peyton Manning too, because obviously he was on my team and built my team up, and then went to the Colts and he got his, and he deserved it, because Tony Dungy was one of those guys that always deserved a ring. He was just too fucking conservative for my Bucs. We'd get really close to the 5-yard line, right? And it'd be 4th and inches, and he'd kick a field goal with Grammatica every fucking time. And you can't win big games doing that. That mentality. And the 99 NFC championship game, against the Rams, you had Sean King at quarterback. I mean, I already knew I wasn't going to be able to win, but the defense was elite. I just needed to get 20 points. 17 to 20 points, and I could have won, but Sean King couldn't deliver, but I ended up getting my Super Bowl eventually, so... How good will Burrow be? I like Burrow's chances of being a damn good quarterback, but if he goes to the Bengals, they don't have anything. The Mixon gets hurt all the time. The offensive line is trash. A.J. Green gets injured as well almost every single year. The defense is trash. You're playing in a division with a tough Browns, Ravens, and Steeler defense. T.J. Watt, all the Ravens players with Calais Campbell with that addition. Browns. You got players there too. They'll take your helmet off and beat you in the head with it. So if Burrow goes there, it's gonna be tough. It's like Baker Mayfield going to the Browns. I mean, people thought a little bit more, but sometimes in a tough division like that, it might take a few more years to really develop. And then we'll have to see with Herbert where he goes. If Herbert goes to the Dolphins, or if Herbert goes to the Chargers. Same thing with Tua. I've been seeing some things where they think maybe Herbert would jump. Tua. Possible. I like Burrow, I like Tua, and I like Herbert. I like all three, and I really love Trevor Lawrence. That's probably my favorite, to be honest, out of all the 4 quarterbacks. 3 this year, and then Trevor Lawrence next year. And even though Trevor Lawrence got worked by Burrow in the championship game this year, I think he's got the most NFL-ready body, NFL-ready mechanics to go into the NFL and give you the most success immediately. I think that depending on what team he goes to also, if he goes to a shit team with no offensive line, it might be tough for him as well. But he definitely gives me an Andrew Luck, John Elway kind of vibe where, he could really make some damage very quickly. And to be honest, if I could have any quarterback, and I'm an Oregon Ducks guy, okay? So I'm a Herbert guy, right? I love Tua, watched his game. I love Joe Burrow. But if I could choose one quarterback to be Tampa Bay's quarterback, if this Tom Brady thing didn't happen, it would be tank this year and get Trevor Lawrence. And if I could get Trevor Lawrence, I would be set. I would be good, even if it took a couple years, for the development to happen. But I absolutely love Trevor Lawrence a lot. Fernando Martinez, what's up, man? Saints need a new uniform. The uniforms with the white, right? The white with the gold. To me, that was one of the best uniforms out of the whole entire NFL. You know which one I'm talking about. The all whites with the gold lettering, numbers. Woo! Those are fire. So, I'm not sure if they really need a new uniform. They have one of the best uniforms in football. But that white with the gold numbers and gold trim, woo! Those are clean. I'm a Bucs fan and I would rock that. I would rock a Breeze or like an AK-41 or Michael Thomas. I know that's not something that normally anyone would do, being a rival in the division. But that jersey, to me, was the cleanest jersey in the NFL last season, hands down. You know what I mean? Out of all the jerseys, all the color rushes, out of all the concepts that were out there, that was the cleanest by far to me. Fire jersey. Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms and what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020 with your boy Ryan and this coronavirus. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Everyone's sending me videos. You're sending me all your jerseys, Pierpont. You're sending me videos. Ooh, okay. Danger ahead. Okay. Some Carson Wentz. I take this is your man cave, the bedroom with all the helmets and the jerseys. Fire. I like it, man. That's awesome. And I love memorabilia. I mean, if I could show you all the shit that I have, you know, in my room and all the collectibles I have, like my kitchen, my girlfriend hates it, but like I have like moving boxes full to the brim, like 30 of them in my kitchen, no joke, stacked up on top of each other with just figures in them, Sports Illustrateds, starting lineups, McFarlane's, loose wrestling figures from like the 80s and the 90s, Toy Biz and WWF, WCW. I mean, I got so many just collectibles just everywhere. Just insanity. Do you think Brady will take the Bucs to the playoffs? Brendan Misnick, 17. I do. I really do. And if it's not this year, I think there's a great chance next year. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting the world, but I definitely know that he's not going to turn the ball over like Jameis did. And a lot of times with the Bucs, we're in games, even with a shitty defense and a shitty O-line. A lot of games when you got Mike Evans and Godwin, you know what I mean? And you have a couple pieces on the D-line like JPP, right? Shaq Barrett leading the league in sacks. Who would have thought that would have happened? No one saw that coming. And I still got Sue there. So there is a chance where, you know, they can make some noise. But realistically, I'm nowhere near the talent-wise of the Chiefs, the Ravens, right? The Saints, Packers, Niners. I mean, there's so many other teams that are better than the Buccaneers. But it's nice to be able to be in the conversation of hopefully being one of the 6 or 7 teams that is kind of the more elite teams in the NFC. That's what I'm hoping for you, because you got Seattle, you know, you got the Niners, the Rams. We'll see if they can bounce back. That's 3 teams right there. Saints and Bucks. We'll see what happens there. Packers and Vikings. Maybe the Lions, or, you know, every 3 to 4 years, the Lions make noise. We don't know if it's going to be this year, right? And then obviously in the East, Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see really what's going to happen. But I definitely think the Bucs are going to, you know, cement themselves with their offense and defense being a little bit better than people think, especially with Tom Brady there. I mean, even though he's old, it's anybody's better than Jameis Winston. Let's just be real about it. So if he maintains his talent for years, especially if he gets 3 or more rings, he is the best quarterback in history, in my personal opinion. Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick Mahomes is going to get more than that. I mean, he might end up getting into that Tom Brady kind of category. You know, this is year 2 of the dynasty. You know what I mean? And the Chiefs are the new Patriots, and that's big facts. So, I mean, you're not going to be able to stop that offense unless Mahomes gets injured. And then if he gets injured, you got to pray that he doesn't come back at the end of the regular season. But I don't really see a lot of teams keeping up with the Chiefs, and if they can keep up and build on the defensive side as well, like they did, adding Frank Clark, adding Honey Badger, getting a new D coordinator. I mean, it could be one of those things where if Patrick Mahomes plays 15 to 18 years in the NFL, he might have 5, 6 championships in that time period. Very close to Brady. He might have just as much as Brady by the time his career is over. I definitely could see the Chiefs being like the new Patriots. I really could. I mean, he's the best thing I've seen since Joe Montana. You know what I mean? As far as seeing a quarterback play in front of your very eyes and all the things that he can do, he's just on a whole nother level, you know, than any other quarterback in the league. It's not even close. Do you think it's all hype though? No, I don't. You got to think though. Like I said, if I ended up going like 7-9 and 6 out of the 9 losses were 7 points or less, and Jameis Winston was my quarterback, 33 touchdowns, 30 picks, and Brady goes like 24-8, I'm going to make the playoffs. If he doesn't turn the ball over, once every 2 games. You know what I mean? And even if he throws like 6 or 7 less touchdowns or 8 touchdowns less than Jameis, I'm going to be in more games with Tom Brady handing the ball off and having a more of a, an offense that's going to be prone to big plays down the field. He may not be able to throw the deep ball the same way, right? But with Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles, and Leftwich, I got something special on the Buccaneers. It's more than hype. And we'll see this season. If the Bucs make the playoffs this season and next season and win 9, 10, 11 games, then you're going to see, you know what I mean? I was just a couple pieces away, from what I had and just getting rid of Jameis Winston. Did I see Dark Side of the Ring, New Jack? I have not watched all that all the way through, but I've had a couple friends tell me that it's insane. And I've already known stories about New Jack and how fucking crazy of a mofo he is, right? And obviously I saw the Chris Benoit one, but I definitely need to go back and watch the New Jack all the way through. It's still on my DVR. But I did see parts of it, and I watched ECW before anyone else did. I got my friends into ECW before they were into it. They were watching slow-ass WWF, and then I liked WCW Nitro a lot more than Raw back in the day, even though DX was nice and Mankind and Rock and Stone Cold, which I love. But I'm more of an NWO guy, and with the wrestlers that they brought in. But I always loved ECW. New Jack, Mustafa, right? Sabu, Rob Van Dam, Mike Awesome, Tajiri, Just Incredible, Lance Storm. I mean, I can go on and on and on, man. So I won't like it for Chris Godwin on my fantasy team. Yeah, Chris Godwin he's gonna rip it up, man. Godwin and Evans should be able to put up some great numbers, and there's a chance that both of them could hit double-digit touchdowns. With Tom Brady. If not in the first season, the second season, there's a chance where maybe one guy will get 12 and the other guy will get 8, or one guy gets 13 and the other guy gets 9 or 10. I think it's definitely possible. I did hear that they're going to have another episode of Tiger King. The wig might come back. I might end up wearing that again, but I'm definitely going to watch that. I can't wait. Absolutely. Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms and what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. It would be greatly appreciated either on here or through patreon.com/NWSF. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. But I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. Like I said, I'm still working, with the temp agency, with the warehouse job. So I'm still doing the essential work. Working 5 days a week, which is tough, 7 a.m. to about 4 or 5 p.m. It's been kind of tough sledding with that, but I'm still grinding and waiting for that Trump $1,200 check to come around or get deposited in my account. And I'm still going to keep grinding, trying to make videos as much as possible. And then hopefully as we get closer to the draft, I'll be able to do a live stream of the draft, and hopefully I can get Marcus to come in the building sometime. It just depends on schedules, and I know he works from home. And normally when I get home from work and if I start streaming late, that might be too late for him. But then on the weekends, we usually have things going on. But I'm going to try to see if we can link up on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday, if we're not busy, to do a live stream or do a video of some sort. So, but I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys have had a good time kind of going over the Bucs jerseys and my reaction with it, and kind of some of the merch that I have. With the Super Bowl T-shirt, one of my most coveted items, still with the tags on it, and the hologram with all the different jerseys that I have, from Keyshawn Johnson to Warren Sapp to Simeon Rice to Derek Brooks to Josh Freeman to Doug Williams to Muscle Hamster to Levante David to Derek Brooks. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But I hope you guys had a good time with it, and I'll try to come back tomorrow if I can, just depending on schedule and what's going on with everything. But hopefully everyone is doing good. I know this coronavirus is really taking a toll on a lot of people, but make sure you stay safe, wash them hands, and really limit the time and the opportunities that you're out out and about, because you definitely can make a difference if you're kind of staying inside and not associating with a lot of people, even though it's tough. Of course, everyone wants to hang out with their friends or go to the bar and get back to normal with everything. But, I'm definitely going to keep grinding as much as possible. I'm going to try to do as many live streams or reaction videos as possible as well. Is there anything else that anyone else wants to go over before I hop off online? Carter Miller says, have a good night. I'll try to, man. I'll try to. I'm going to go through some of my collectibles and go do some, probably some research like I normally do. Probably go over and watch some film of some of the people in the draft. Look at some offensive linemen, some tight ends, some wide receivers from some D tackles, D ends. Probably go over some research there as well because I got to get ready for this draft. And I'll probably try to do some mock drafts and things of that nature too. And we'll try to get a little bit more editing on here as well, so you guys can obviously see that on that end for the channel also. So make sure you guys have a great night. Eric Wolfthorne, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. Denver Broncos. I see it now. We got another guy that we can talk Denver Bronco football. I got about 2 or 3 friends that are pretty hardcore Bronco fans, so I'm always talking Broncos with them all the time. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy when you can. Brian Trefino in the building. What it do, man? Yo, I was just about to hop offline, but you chimed in. What it do, my guy? Ravens, Flock in the building. What it do, my guy? Got a little editing on the channel here. Little uniforms on there. A little TB12 in the corner. How's it going, Trefino? You good? With this coronavirus and everything that's going on? Hope everything's doing as good as it can be for you out in your hometown and everything that's out there. But you like the new uniforms? Yeah, I do too. Well, too bad they're not the creamsicle ones like I have in the thumbnail. So the creamsicle ones in the thumbnail and the ones up top, right? Those are the ones that are the concept idea. Those are the ones that I love, right? The 3 below it, those are the new uniforms. All whites, the red and pewter, and all pewter, kind of gray, which are still better than the uniforms that they had. I still like this one. I never was really a fan of the red jersey, but the white version, the white always looks clean. So maybe that'll be the one that I pick up if I end up picking one up. You've been playing Call of Duty and Madden all day, man. I wish I could do that. I'm still working, essential work in the warehouse. So, but Trefino, I'm gonna end up probably taking off. You can go back and watch the live stream if you have a chance and take a look and comment. And I'll try to do another live stream maybe tomorrow or the next day. So hopefully you can come in if you see me online and we can talk some more football, talk some Ravens, and go into the draft and the pickups with Calais Campbell. I love that. That's absolutely phenomenal, man. Packers not taking a step back, going only forward with another year under Matt LaFleur's offense. Thought? Absolutely. I definitely think that the Packers are the front runner for the NFC North. Obviously with the Bears are at the bottom with the Lions, and we'll have to kind of see what the Vikings do with no Diggs. So by far, as long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't get banged up, they should be able to win 11, 12, 13 games and win the NFC North easily, make the playoffs again, and make a run. They got him, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones? Devontae Adams. You guys need to get another wide receiver on the opposite side to relieve some of the pressure from Adams. The defensive pickups with Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith were great. So, as you know, Green Bay Productions, I do my research. I watch the games. And, I definitely think that they're going to, under another year with that offense, with everyone was very skeptical on the relationship of them two, the head coach and Aaron Rodgers, they'll be just fine. And they're probably going to win that division by default because they're that good. Ruiz, what it do? Crazy, man. Like I said, every time I'm just about to hop off the stream, then I get one of the hardcore sports fanatics to hop into the building. Your jerseys are fire. Appreciate that, man. But too bad it's not those creamsicle ones, though. Those creamsicles, the ones in the thumbnail and the one that you can see there at the top, that's a concept, right? So I wish those were our jerseys that we were going to wear. The white, the red and pewter, the one picture below it that you can see, those are our jerseys for the season, which I still like. They're better than the ones that we had. But, and I'm kind of excited to see how your jerseys play out because I know with the logo, people were bitching about it and kind of the look of it. And I was kind of scratching my head. I was like, I thought it could be a little bit better, as far as the concept, with everything. But yeah, the logo, God, what were they thinking, Ruiz? I mean, this is the Rams we're talking about. One of the most prolific, teams in the NFL. We need to have some fire. They just need to go back to the Los Angeles, Rams back when it was Jim Everett days, the Eric Dickerson days. Those, to me, are my favorite, Yep, to combine the two, I agree, man. Miss you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while, Trefino. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, guy, trying to be the Browns. he says. But, I miss you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, I'll try to hop on again. As you can see, I've been trying to play around with the channel a little bit of editing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then, like I said, I'll be trying to do a few more live streams. I'm still doing work, through the warehouse job, so it's been kind of tough with everything, but I'll try to hop on as much as possible. So the Rams' new logo looks like a 5-year-old drew it. Yeah, I know. It doesn't look too good, but hopefully they'll be able to modify it or, something. Maybe the jerseys can be a little bit better. All right, Chafino, I love you, brother. Ruiz, love you, brother. Hopefully everything is good. Shit is a little bit boring with no sports, but you can always support your boy. Hop online, chat with me. We can talk NFL. We can talk draft. We can talk about our teams. You know what I mean? I'll be on here as much as possible, and then I'll try to, have Marcus hop on once in a while too, just depending on our schedules because I get home kind of late, from my job. But I'll be grinding. So, again, Bucs fan reaction to the new uniforms and what the uniforms should be for the Bucs in 2020. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy. And look for some more editing. Look for some more conversations for the NFL draft just right around the corner. I love you guys. Have a great Tuesday. Be safe out there. Wash them hands. Watch out for this coronavirus. And I will be back very soon, possibly tomorrow or Thursday or Friday with another live stream. You guys be safe. I love you. Peace.